ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। Now everyone, we can be on mute, but we can all loudly chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We can raise our hands. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Once again, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One final time from our heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम्। आनन्दलीलामयविग्रहाय हेमाभ्यदिव्यच्छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. Today is a very, very auspicious day. It's the day of Basant Panchami. So, we are once again to remind everyone, we are discussing the Bhagavad Gita. And last time we discussed the 61st, second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The 61st verse is what we discussed in our last session. So, just to recap on what we have covered so far, we have my very good friend's wife, Sakshi Bhavi, who is here, and we are very grateful to her. And this is my childhood friend, Leuke. We both studied together, and uh, Alok, who is a very good friend of mine, he has been so helpful in all my life's journey. So I'm so happy to be able to serve him in this way. So, so just to recap, Arjun is in the battlefield, and he just to just before the battle, Arjun is a very fierce fight. He is a very um, is practically the top-notch fighter of the world. And now he's in the battlefield. And in the battlefield, whomever he is going to fight with, he has already defeated these all the people together single-handedly in the battle when they were in incognito mode. Okay, just when they were banished in the forest. And now he's right in front of them, and he tells Krishna that, okay, Krishna, can you take this chariot in the middle? I want to see who all are there. And just about when he was about to, when Krishna takes the chariot in front of the, in the middle of the both parties, when Arjun sees that, okay, here is his grandfather, here is his teacher whom he has to fight, these are all his cousins. So emotionally, Arjun is heartbroken. He starts questioning, like, okay, and thinking that, okay, that why is he after all fighting? Is it because of like, he wants this kingdom because of which he's fighting? And there is a tug of war going on in Arjun's mind. So Arjun gives different reasons for not fighting. There are five reasons that he gives, and that is discussed in the first chapter. So in the first chapter, Krishna does not give him any advice. He does not tell anything about that. And one of the learnings that we had from that is when someone is not seeking advice, then free advices are not valued. Krishna is teaching through that. Many times we might see that, okay, we may go to give an advice, but the other person on the other end is not ready to take advice, has not asked us. So whatever we are giving, that has absolutely no value. So then in the when we come to the second chapter, it starts with the point where Arjun is completely broken. Arjun is lamenting. Arjun has kept his Gandiv down. This Gandiv is the this bow arrow with which he has fought. He has not lost any war yet. So we have to understand in modern terms, it means that there is no, it's not a skill set problem with Arjun. The problem is he's very competent. The, but the but in this equation, his mind is not working. And at this point of time, I want to take a pause and I want to just go to one aspect that we all know. In English, there is only one word that, okay, happiness. But in when we talk in terms of in Sanskrit or in Hindi, it is said there is sukh, shanti, and anand. Sukh is the bodily happiness, is at the bodily happiness. Like, okay, oh, you are in a comfortable setting, you have a nice house, like you have an air conditioner, you have a nice car, you have a you have the food that you need. So bodily, you are happy with whatever you're getting. But then, like someone in the family member is very sick and like okay, they're suffering, and your mind is not there. So we say that okay, in many times we say okay, I don't have peace of mind because uh, my child is going through this, or like okay, I just lost my job, or like my boss is too much troubling. And then um, there is Anand. Anand is of the soul. Let's take a scenario. Many times I've mentioned this, like, okay, if someone is having a very luxurious setting, he has got a good car, everything like, okay, materially they're in a good position and they are just about to have the most choicest food like, okay, that they are about to have. So is in a restaurant or at home, like okay, they have ordered something or they've prepared something they're about to have. There is this wonderful sweets also along with that, which they like. And as they're about to have it, they just get a phone call that the person you love the most has just met with an accident and they are struggling in this between life and death. Now, amidst that situation, no matter how good the food is and how wonderful the setup is, will that food taste any longer? It would not taste because the mind has switched off. The mind which was looking forward to enjoy that food is no longer at is no longer in the present state. The mind is already rushed to the hospital and the mind is dealing with okay, what will happen, and there is a severe anxiety going on. Th- that is the nature of this material world. And this mind which is constantly in pain and anxiety in this world, because from one moment to another there is a different situation that is coming in. There are there are anxieties, there are stress, and there are things, fear of unknown, which a person constantly goes through. So just like if we see the material world has understood that okay, that the mind is at a higher state than the body. And how we can understand this? Because if we see those people who work with bodily energy, like let's say someone who works at a Home Depot or at a store who lift heavy lifters, they are generally paid less than like those who work with their mind. And but the science of soul is not known to the world. The soul is higher than the mind, and if the soul is uplifted, then in that case, a disturbed mind can also be uplifted. Krishna, he summarizes that there are only three types of problems that a living entity, not human being, that a living entity faces. And what are those? Those are Adi Atmika, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Daivik. Adhyatmic means problems due to body and mind. Problems due to body are any diseases that we know of. Problems due to mind, already spoke about, like, okay, those could be stress, anxiety, depression. These are the different kind of problems and many more. So a person may be having physical diseases or having mental diseases or both. That is one type of problem. The second type of problem is problems due to other living entities. Okay, I'm having this first type, like either body or mind problem. But in addition to or I may not have both of them, I may have some of it. But the another thing is okay, I'm working, but my boss is like always giving me a hard time. Or someone in my family or friend, like, okay, or is giving me a very hard time, or my neighbor is like this. Or at the end of it, like, okay, when I go to sleep, like, okay, they put on some loud music, or like, okay, there is a dog barking there and I don't get a good sleep. So different type of things. And we all know that in COVID there was just a little organism which no one could see, that that microorganism put a lockdown across the entire globe. So that is problems due to other living entities. And third is Adi Daivik, problem due to natural disasters like tsunami, landslides, cyclones, those kind of stuffs. So these are all the different problems. So now coming back to Arjun, who's in the battlefield, he's going through these situations. He comes to a point that okay, he goes reeling after like okay, why should not be finding, becomes confused, bewildered, and then he tells Krishna that okay, Krishna, let's stop. talking in a friendly way. I have been taking you as a friend, but at this point of time, I completely take shelter of you. From this point of time, Krishna, you be my guru and I'll be your disciple. So, as a guru, please guide me. What is best for me? What do you think is right for me? What should I do? Please tell me. Please tell me what is best for me in this situation. So, at that point of time, Krishna starts chastising Arjun. Krishna tells that, okay, he he first of all chastises, then he tells Arjun, he gives the first instruction to Arjun that Arjun, please know what the real identity of a person is. The real identity of a person is that we are not this body. That is not our real identity. We are spirit soul. So when Krishna is telling something to Arjun, through Arjun, Krishna is telling us. So Krishna is telling Arjun that, okay, we are this spirit soul. Now, all of us, if we see, we have lived life, like, okay, thinking that, okay, we are this body, like we have a family, we are doing everything that we do, like, okay, for our body. But what Krishna is telling is, see, this body is temporary. As spirit soul, we have received this body based on our past karma. Okay. And we are in very similar example Srila Prabhupada gives us that we are in just like, okay, a person occupies a rented apartment. So similarly, we have been given this body on rent. And in a rental apartment, just like there is a lease end date. So similarly, this body also has a lease end date. But this soul is immortal. And this soul will be has always been present and will always be present. Depending on the desires that the soul is doing, the soul is getting new bodies. Okay. And the key thing to know is at the end of the life, whatever is the final thing that the person concentrates on, and a person cannot concentrate on final thing on his own. Basically, whatever the person has done or has remained attached in the entire life, that entire thing moves like a movie. And then whatever the person is most attached to, that picture comes up. And that becomes the cause of his next birth. That's how the that's how the person takes his next birth. And it need not be a human birth as well. Many people, okay, have said this in the past. Many people, like in America, they have pets and they love dogs. And I had in my childhood we had pet dog at home, and I also love dogs. But in but many times what happens, people get attached to pets in such a way that they they are extremely attached and they live with dogs. Like, okay, they may not be able to sometimes interact with human beings, and they just love dogs. When such an attachment develops, and I knew, like, I had some colleagues, like, they said, like, I have no one actually to talk to, and no one is there with me in my family, so all I have is my dog. And during such a situation, what happens? And many times we see in parks, people go, okay, then the dog might poop, and then like, they bring out a packet from their pocket, and then they take that, and then they put it back into their pocket as if it's a expensive jewelry or something. But and that is out of love that they're doing. But the problem is, like, okay, that with this attachment, we are building a scenario like, okay, what will take us to our next destination. Krishna explains Arjun, like, okay, that as spirit soul, we have always lived in the past, and he gives the characteristics of the spirit soul. And then Arjun, he summarizes many things, like, okay, for Arjun. It comes to a point, like, okay, where Arjun asks, like, okay, what are the qualities of someone, of a sadhu? And we discussed about that. Especially, I'll come to the right at the previous verse where where Krishna is telling that, okay, how one can try to focus his mind, or how one can be fixed up in remembering Krishna. Does anyone remember like which example we discussed about in the previous session in this context? Lokman Prabhu or Amit Prabhu? You remember? That was Amrish Maharaj. So it was Amrish Maharaj's example that we discussed. And what Amrish Maharaj did is he used all his like he would use his eyes for seeing the darshan of the Lord. Through his mind, he would think about the Lord. Through his tongue, he would taste the tulsi leaves of the Lord. And whatever he's doing it consciously so that okay, he's using his senses to remember the Lord. And then Krishna comes to a point, he tells about something most important for all of us. And that is the verse that we are going to discuss today. This is verse number 62. And let me go ahead and share my screen in this regard. Okay. I hope my screen is visible. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा सङ्गस्तेषुपजायते संगात् संजयते कामा कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते. This is a two verses that come one after the other, but they are very, very important for each and every one of us. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa. Dhyayato means dhyan karna, means to, if we are meditating on Vishay, Vishay means Vishay means that it is sense objects. That means any material object. If we are meditating on any material object or a person, then what happens? Sangas teshu pajayate. Sangas means that we we somehow we develop an attachment towards that particular sense object. As soon as we start meditating on something, then we developed attachment towards that. So something like that. Let's say we are passing through a place, and then our senses, we smell that there is a nice food flavor that is coming from a restaurant. then we think that okay, maybe this is a nice thing that I could have, like, okay, and I start thinking about that food. And when I start thinking about that food, like, okay, even though I was not planning to eat anything, I have developed attachment towards it. And the next thing would be like, okay, let's go to that restaurant and buy that food. This is one aspect. The other, there are many different aspects. Many times, like, okay, someone um, when someone, like, okay, thinks about, let's say, another person, okay, then by meditating on that, they are doing sangha of that person in the mind. And by meditating on that person in the mind, they developed attachment towards that person, or they develop attachment towards that thing, that okay, I need that jewelry or that phone. Many times, like, okay, I have seen, right now I don't know which iPhone model is in the market, but if a new model is comes out, like, okay, someone comes and tells, this iPhone, let's take for example, iPhone 16 is there, this is so good, and this really has such features, like, okay, this feature, that feature. And then after hearing that, if I may have, like, okay, iPhone 15, just one model lower than that, I might think, okay, I think my phone is not that good. Because I have I have associated with that, and I have developed an attachment towards that. And then what happens? Sangat sanjayate kama. So when that sangha comes, then there is a, along with that, as soon as we developed attachment towards that, then there develops calm. Calm means kamna or lust. This lust has two levels of meaning. One is lust for opposite sex, but here the lust that is referred is that we need that thing desperately. Okay, it could be opposite sex also, but it could be other items also that we really want. So as soon as we start thinking about it, we think, okay, I need that thing. Oh, I have seen many people. uh, I mean, if uh, someone I know, like, okay, they told me once that okay, this person was just going through the city, through a particular city, and then in his vehicle, and then they stopped by, they met someone, and this other person told that okay, you know what, I came to stay at this place, and this place is very nice, and I just love this environment. And it was a new apartment complex being built, and in no time this person I mean, he developed so much attachment that even before moving out of that place, he booked an apartment over there. He went back. So this is how, when we start meditating on something, okay, the mind dictates us that okay, let's go for that, let's have it. And then the next line, Krishna says, kamat krodho bhijayate. That means, if if there is a lust that is developed, if I have developed an intense desire that I want to have it, but I am not able to have it, then what happens? Krodh develops. Why is it that I can't have it? I really need that thing badly. Now, if we see all the all the places where we have anger are actually result of, please make a note of it, of our frustrated expectations which are not being met. That is the that is where that is where this anger develops. We have a certain expectation, and then like okay, as soon as like okay, does not it does not stay within the boundaries, it has crossed the threshold boundary, then there is then anger develops. What happens as a result of anger? So we'll read the translation as Srila Prabhupada is saying, while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. So We'll go to the next verse and then we'll discuss both of this together. Krodhad bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibramha, smriti bhramsad buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. Very important. It is Krishna who, this Bhagavad Gita is called the manual of human life. So Krishna is giving his analysis of how we are functioning. And when I saw this, I was like, when I first read this or when I first heard this, I was like, oh wow, Krishna, you know everything about what is happening within me. You are such a genius actually, because he's the creator. So krodhat bhavati sammoha. As soon as anger comes, then what happens? It places us into an illusion. Okay. We so what is the meaning of illusion? That means when when we when we are angry, at that time, it is not that we rationally think. We just want to do something, okay, out of anger. And and there could be various expression. It could be some words coming out of our mouth, or it could be some action that we do, and that is all happening out of illusion. Then what happens? Sammohat smriti vibhrama. And when that when we are in illusion, what happens is we are bewildered. That means we are not in our normal state. And what happens as a result of that? Smriti, Bhramsad, Buddhinasho. So when we are in that bewildered state, that means our memory is bewildered. We may have heard Bhagavad Gita. We may know that, okay, this is not right thing. We may have heard from our childhood that it is not. But at that time, none of these things work. Okay. And Buddhinash, that means our intelligence, which will be guiding us, that is also is lost. And buddhinashat pranashyati. That means when this buddhi, when our intelligence is lost, at that time one falls into the material pool. One falls down. That means one is no better than an animal. One can do anything. I will I'll give an example. There are there are many several examples that comes to my mind, but a very recent example I heard. Um, Please hear this very carefully. Um, Very recently, there is as we know, that in this rapid age of technology, youngsters are getting very glued up to these technology devices. So there is one boy in his teenagers, in his teenage, he's still in school going boy in his high school. He got very hooked up to his mobile device. Many parents face challenges. Many may not even have time for their children, so they did not even realize that it is a challenge. It's very unfortunate. But it so happened that, okay, this boy got very glued up. Parents were very busy. But when the parents realized that, okay, he was too glued up, so this father came and s- told him that, okay, you need to stop using this so much. You are always on your cell phone and you're, what are you doing? This, that, like, okay. And there was a verbal thing, like, okay. But anyway, nothing worked out. So after a few days, what the father did is the father switched off the Wi-Fi of the house, and he said, like, okay, I'm not giving you any more data. He was from a uh, he was a wide-bodied American. This was from a wide-bodied American family. So The son, so the son was very upset because what happens, first of all, okay, mind contemplates. When the mind contemplation happens, it's Bhagavad Gita in action. Okay, next thing what happened is, okay, the son was very angry because the Wi-Fi was shut down. So the son, what he did is, he somehow figured out the keys to the locker of the house, like of his father. And he went ahead and took the keys and he opened the locker, and there was a gun out there. He took the gun and then he told the father that, okay, father, enough of this that you're doing. I want you to start the Wi Fi or else I'll shoot you. And the father said, like, okay. And the father did not even realize that, okay, what is his son saying? The father said that, okay, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to start the Wi Fi. And the next moment, the son went and shot the father. And now, as soon as he shot the father was spot dead. So he was father was lying in a pool of blood, and the son, as soon as it happened, he realized that, okay, what he has done, and he went ahead and he told his mom, "Mom, I just killed my father." The mom was terrified. What did you? What are you saying? He said, "Yeah, I just killed my father actually." So the mom called police, and out of, like, she was panicked, like, I can't even imagine. The next moment, like, okay, the police took this and the boy is in juvenile court. So we can understand how much serious is this lust. I will give you another example. This incident that I narrated is a very recent. It's within the last 1 month. Okay, and I will narrate you another incident. This happened in South Africa. So one of our devotees, one sannyasi devotee, he had shared this, and I heard it from His Grace Adigadar Prabhu. So he was traveling actually in South Africa, and they were traveling through this highway. So during the travel, uh, sometimes in the highways there is a lot of traffic buildup that happens. So they saw that, okay, now in South Africa people are very there are very high-end cars that people drive. Like, okay, so there was one young lady who was driving a very high-end sports car. I I don't remember the uh, which car it, which make and model it was, but somehow, like, it was a very high-end car. And then because this traffic was building up, she had to apply, like, okay, brakes, and she stopped. But then there was a car behind her which did not realize that, okay, there were such a big traffic because he was on the cell phone, and that car came and banged this car. Okay, when the car came and banged, so it didn't, I mean, it damaged the car, but the lady inside was not hurt actually with that. Means obviously there was a jerk, but she was not affected with that, injured with that. So the lady comes out and she sees that this is a very dilapidated car actually, or rather a dilapidated truck which was being driven, and the person was still on the phone. So the lady came and started telling this guy that, okay, what did you do? Do you know what kind of car you have damaged? Can you pay for this? And she was screaming actually at the top of her voice. The person said, I'm so sorry, actually, I did not realize. Like, okay. So then I said, like, okay, has anyone in your family owned such a car? Do you know how much it costs to buy such a car? And she started using abusive languages. So the person said, like, okay, I'm so sorry, actually, can you pay for this? Do you even have insurance? With the type of car that you have, like, I doubt if you have insurance. The Now the person did not even know whether his insurance will cover for this kind of a car or not. So the person was trying to say that, okay, I'm sorry, madam, like, okay, I will check this, that, like, okay, but the lady said, like, okay, no, just uh, and she started screaming, and there is all traffic built up there, like, okay, so the lady kept screaming, and then the gentleman came out and said, yes, I understand, but I will try to check. So the lady said, what do you understand? What will you try to do here? And the person tried to further explain, and the lady became very like, she was totally mad, actually, because her the car that she loved was so much damaged. So in that fit of rage, what she did is she went ahead and slapped this person. Now, as soon as she slapped this person, now there is all the so far this person was trying to explain it to this person, to this lady, but this now there is all huge crowd of people, like, okay, who are right surrounded by, and it really hit the ego of this person. And as a next as a retaliation, what this person did is he caught hold of the neck of this lady, and he just pulled that lady towards the side, and it was on a flyover, and he just pushed the lady. And the next thing is, like, she went down from their flyover just into the road below. And at that point of time, that lady was spot dead, actually. And this man, like, okay, who did this, started saying that, okay, oh, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? But like, cops were called. Next moment, this person was under handcuffs going to jail. Let's take a step back and think, like, okay, if this would have not happened, what would have happened? At max, like, okay, the lady's car would have been damaged. That person would have gone home, like, okay, he would have sat, like, had his dinner, like, okay, may have figured out, like, okay, if he could have paid something or not, and life would have gone ahead. But as a result of frustrated expectations, it was catastrophic. The person probably spent several years in jail after that. And it was obviously the lady was killed, so she did not have any life after that in this particular body. So let us, with this, let us once again look back into what Krishna is saying, because Bhagavad Gita is in action here. Um, धायतो विषयान् पुंसा संगस्तेषु उपजायते. I want to ask one thing, like, okay. So let's take the previous example. Can someone explain what exactly happened, like, okay, in this sequence? I will I can tell the sequence that Krishna is saying just in simple words. First is, if one is contemplating with their senses on some object, then what happens? Then they have sangasteshu pajayate. Then they've developed attachment. And if we look at the lady, that lady had developed attachment towards the car. Okay. Sangat sanjayate kama. And because of that, what happened? Lust develops. Okay. I need that car repaired because I'm attached to that car. Okay. Kamat krodho vijayate. In this case, in the previous example, the the boy that I was talking about, That boy was contemplating on that internet, on the device, and he was so attached to that he developed lust towards it. I need it. And if you don't get it, what happened? There is anger, there's a consequence. And in this case, because the lady's car was damaged, there's consequence. Kamat krodho bijayate. So if that calm is not satisfied, then there is krodh. Krodad bhavati sammoha. If that anger happens, then there is illusion. Then we don't know what is happening. Sammoha smriti vibrama. And whenever there is illusion, with that, there is smriti vibrama. Smriti means like, okay, the memory is completely bewildered. Okay, we may have heard like, okay, oh, actually I should not touch anyone on the road, or I should not take a gun. The theory is known, but at that time, because the memory, because there is an illusion, there is complete loss of memory. And with Smriti Vibhrama, what happens? Smriti Vibhramsat Buddhinasho. Buddhinasho is intelligence means that which I know. Intelligence is that Krishna says intelligence means that which discriminates what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so if Smriti Bhramsad, if there is a bewilderment of memory, then that intelligence which can discriminate what is right or wrong, that is totally gone. And what happens as a result of that? Buddhi nashat pranashyati. As soon as that buddhi nash happens, as soon as intelligence is lost, we fall down, we become like animals. We absolutely lose control of like, okay, what is right and wrong. And we end up doing something like, okay, which is animalistic. Hare Krishna. So so this is very important. Like, okay, Krishna in this way, he's guiding us like, okay, that how we can be very, very alert in our day-to-day life. And if we go into the purport of this, there are a few examples that is given. So I will quickly go over those. There is an example of Vishwamitra Muni given. Vishwamitra Muni is a Rishi Muni who had yogic siddhi, and he had done hundreds and thousands of years of tapasya to get lot of yogic siddhi. And when was Indra understood that okay, Vishwamitra Muni is becoming very powerful, somehow he tried to see that okay, how can I make sure that okay, it does not become so. And Indra becomes sometimes like okay, he becomes very insecure about his position, and he thinks that okay, how can I bewilder Vishwamitra Muni? So he sends Menka. On seeing Menka, Vishwamitra Muni develops attachment towards her, and then he enjoys with her, and he loses all his several years are lost, and he loses that, loses whatever he has gained for through his tapasya of hundreds and thousands of years. So Vishwamitra Muni was a yogi by practice. And in our previous sessions, we have learned that there are three categories of spiritualists. It's very important to understand where we stand. At the lowest level, there are the there are the there are the atheists. The atheists do not believe in any scriptures, any Vedas, anything. They have just one principle. In common terms, it is said, like, okay, just live your life, enjoy. This is one life, it is for enjoyment only, and do make the best of it. But they are unaware of the fact that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So because of every enjoyment, there is suffering tied to it because it is a material world. And honestly, I've seen through the last several years, like, okay, how much, like, okay, there is suffering and how much because of the ignorance people are put into different kind of sufferings. Not just people, like, okay, living entities are put into different kind of sufferings. I gave one example of a monkey I saw once. It really melted my heart. So I was in Vrindavan, and I was staying there. Somehow, um, on one particular day, I was supposed to work in US timings, and everyone was sleeping, and I was working there. And I just looked outside of the window, like saying that, okay, Vrindavan is a very nice place, actually. It's such a spiritual place. But as I looked out, my eyes just went out. Like it was an apartment complex where I was staying, and there was a I believe it was a family of a monkey, like, okay, father, mother, and a child. Uh, and I observed something very unique, actually. So, in the apartments, like, okay, just where those windows are, sometimes, like, okay, if you see from outside, there'll be um, some concrete or like some brick material which will be outside the window, like just like a something protruding coming outside. So there is a small area like outside the window, like of another building that I saw, and there is this three monkeys who are sitting. Two of them are adult and one of them is a child. And the child, every 5 minutes, the child would just get up and like, okay, about to go somewhere, like, okay, and it is just a very small area. And every 5 minutes, that whoever that parent is, it'll just keep put that child back to sleep. And I observed it for like it was like, I believe it was like more than 1 o'clock at night. I was working and I observed this monkey for like more than half an hour, 45 minutes, and I saw every 5 minutes this is doing like this. And I could see after 5 minutes, like, okay, that both monkeys will go back to sleep. Again, the monkey will try to do that, and again, the whoever the parent is will try to put it to sleep. And I thought it is such a painful because there is such a small area, and the monkey might fall down anytime, and the parent is so anxious, like, okay, that parent is also not able to sleep. So many times, as human beings, we don't realize that, okay, we have so much comfort. And Srila Prabhupada says that just as a government servant is given many facilities, but because they are acting for the government, so similarly, in this rare human birth, we are given this facility so that we can perfect our life by becoming Krishna conscious. So I told about the first lowest level, that is atheist. Higher than the atheist are called karmakandis. Karmakandi means those people who follow the Vedas, which is very good, okay, and they do puja part, everything, but they have a fruitive mentality. That means they want to do puja part so that they can enjoy the life. Okay, I want to do this because I can get this back. That is karmakandi. Okay, it is called like a business mentality. Higher than that is Gyan Kand. That means those people who have lost interest in doing enjoyment, okay, in a gross way, but they will be engaged in doing more yogic siddhis. And through those yogic siddhis, they will acquire power, okay, or they will do so much tapasya that they will get so much power. And through this power, what will happen is they will get popularity. And as a result of popularity, who is becoming popular? They. So they enjoy that popularity. Okay. Or they are known for being a philanthropic person, and they've made, say, it could be schools, universities, colleges, things, different type of things that they would have made, but they're made so that like, okay, they could become more popular out of that. That is the second category. And higher than that, so we saw the lowest level is karma yogi, sorry, karma kandi, then jnana yogi, and then higher than that is a bhakti yogi. So a bhakti yogi or a bhakta or a devotee does everything for the pleasure of Krishna. So what will please Krishna? That is what they try to do. And it is not just um, concocted way of like thinking what will please Krishna, but that which is coming in the line of acharyas. Whatever whatever would please Krishna, whatever Krishna is instructing, how can we adopt, how can we make our life perfect by adopting this? That is that is a bhakta yogi, bhakti yogi rather. So Srila Prabhupada said that this bhakti yogi is the highest because this bhakti yogi is not desiring for anything. The bhakti yogi is always trying to please Krishna or his representative by his services. And one who does that greatly pleases Krishna, and through that that person makes advancement. And what does he what is the use of making advancement? That they can engage in more and more services, more be pleasing to Krishna. And it is not a one way. As one becomes pleasing to Krishna, similarly Krishna also reciprocates. He does not keep he Krishna immediately reciprocates. He does not keep anything balanced at any time. He tries to reciprocate as quickly as possible. So, and what are the easiest ways of doing that? That is by following the ABCD rule. And we sometimes we may not be there yet, but slowly as we understand this, as we try to adopt this, then in that case it becomes very we can see that how our life transforms for the betterment. What is this ABCD rule? A is for association, taking sadhu sangha. Okay, through the sadhu sangha, when we get good association, through that our hearts get transformed. Okay, and we should hear from a channel like, okay, that is bona fide in nature, that is coming from a disciplic succession. So there are four disciplic succession. We can go into detail in the future sessions. B is for books, reading spiritual books. So Srila Prabhupada's books are very nice. Okay, like Bhagavad Gita as it is. If we read, we can understand that. And I have told earlier also, I tried to read many other Bhagavad Gita, but like, okay, I never got anything out of it. But when I started studying Srila Prabhupada's books, then I saw that okay, so many of my questions got answered. Like, in fact, all my questions so far has been answered, and there are still so many questions coming out, but those are getting answered. And C is for chanting. That if we start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then just like we take bath every day for purification of our body, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra purifies our soul, which uplifts our mind and which uplifts our body also. We may not immediately, like the day we start chanting, we may not immediately feel the difference. But Srila Prabhupada said if one is trying to chant sincerely, within 6 weeks, they will feel the difference in their life. They will feel Krishna's reciprocation in their life. And it is very simple to chant. We chant the Panchatattva mantra first. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. So this is the chanting mala, and this is the central beat. Here we chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Then after that, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram. So like this, like okay, there are 108 beats. When we chant for 108 beats, then it becomes one mala. And what happens is like okay, by purification of the heart, we addressed this lust and anger today, but there are six enemies that we have, which makes the mind very, very corrupted. Lust, anger, envy, greed, pride, and illusion. These are constantly hankering. We may not know that how, we may not know on a day-to-day scenario how they are attacking, but every problem that the mind is creating, and women many times not even realize that the mind is creating problems, but the it is like a having a hardware of body with a corrupted software mind, which which really, if there is a virus in the computer, then what happens, the computer will not function nicely. So similarly, this mind makes us subjected to always like a different type of things, but by chanting what happens, it starts purification of the heart. Okay, and it starts the purification of the mind, because we are thinking, Arey, what did they tell me? Arey, why this person told me that? Arey, why that happened? Why this, that, all that? Like, okay, slowly, if we focus our life towards Krishna, then what Krishna does, he does a balance of everything. And it does not mean that the problems will not happen. The problems will continue to happen because we have come with a prarabdha karma. But what would be most important is our perspective towards approaching this problem will completely change. We will be subject to problems, but with every situation, we will see how Krishna is protecting us in each and every point as we remember him. It is Krishna has given a promise, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotee will never perish. So Krishna is always protective to his devotees. So we talked about C, and D is diet. Diet is like if we offer our food to Krishna, it is most pleasing to Krishna. Um, Krishna says, I'll give one example. I was telling Amit Prabhu the other day that if parents are at home and if someone orders for a pizza by taking the money from father's pocket, then when the pizza is delivered, at that time there are two options. One option is, let's say I ordered for the pizza and I eat the pizza alone. I do not even give it to my father. Okay, but the money was taken from father's pocket. Then what will that be called? Can anyone say?
Still,
Yes, stealing. So it is theft. But if the once the pizza comes, if I say that, oh my dear father, it was me who took the money from your pocket and I was the one who ordered for the pizza. And now that the pizza has come, let us both enjoy it together. Then will the father be like, okay, why did you know? Why did you? The father will be very happy. He will be like, okay, okay, let's have together. So that in this way, when we offer our food to Krishna, then we all whatever has been given in our life is by Krishna only. He says, Maya Dhakshana Kaunteya, my Adhyakshana Kaunteya, oh Arjun, in my Adhyaksha only this entire creation is running. Suyate Sucharachara, all the moving and non-moving parts are all happening by my direction. And when that Krishna, if we give him all attention and we say that, okay, oh Krishna, I could make only this much. Okay, this is all I know. This is some rice dal I prepared for you, or some chapati I prepared for you. Please accept this. Please be pleased with this. And we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 3 times and then offer him. Then it will be supremely pleasing to Krishna. And what happens is when we take that, right, we offer it to him. 10 minutes we keep, like, okay, just like we keep it in a room, like, okay, okay, now you can have it, Krishna. I'll come back after 10 minutes. Okay, and after 10 minutes when we take it, we are giving him bhoga. That means bhoga means जिसको भोग करते हैं. That means for his enjoyment. And when we take it, it becomes prasad. And prasad means mercy. Prasad means that, okay, kripa. So we take all his blessings. So at at the time of preparing, if we just think that, Krishna, I'm preparing this out of love for you, please bless me so that I can serve you. Okay, I have my family. You have given me this family. I want to serve them in a way that pleases you. Is that a good prayer? So, like this, we can think, like, okay, Krishna, so and so person is coming to my home. So, please bless me so that I can serve them in a way that pleases you. So, that way, what happens is by hook or crook, we are bringing Krishna in the center. That Krishna, I want to do everything that pleases you. And in this way, what will happen is, in this way, we have to figure out, I'm going to work. Okay, Krishna, you have given me this work. I am doing this as a duty for you. When I come from this work, I want to bring flowers for you, Krishna. Okay. See, the flowers may be insignificant, it may not cost much. But Krishna, I am bringing this flower out of love for you. Please accept this. Krishna, see, today I am making some kheer for you. Or Krishna, see, I may make at home, I may make a pasta. And Krishna, see, today I want to give you pasta, Krishna. Or I want to give you noodles, Krishna. So only thing is what Krishna says is like, okay, no non-vegetarian and like, okay, no onion garlic. And then you can offer me no masoor dal. That's it. No mushrooms. Then we can offer to Krishna, and Krishna will be most pleased. And um, uh, like I personally found that, okay, I did not know to cook. But when I started offering to Krishna, I saw that, okay, before that, like, okay, when I used to cook, I would like, okay, I would only be the last person to eat that. But when I started offering to Krishna, I was like, okay, first few days I thought, okay, if Krishna is tolerating, then I have to also take it. But after a few days, I saw that, okay, the taste improved. Because one of my friend told me that, okay, my wife cooks something, but you know what? I always feel pity that, okay, oh, Krishna has also tolerated this food. How can I say that? I cannot eat it. Let me take it. No, our our Amit Prabhu, like, okay, when he started cooking, like, okay, he was always thinking that, okay, how will I do this? But when I told him that, okay, see, if you eat something, if you offer something to Krishna, you will see how Krishna reciprocates. Initially, he was not feeling like eating his own cooked food, but now people from far away places, they come to eat food that he has cooked. All he does is he offers it to Krishna. Krishna, aap kha lo. Because what Krishna does is he's waiting, like, okay, it is not that Krishna is short of food. All he wants is, like, okay, he wants to reciprocate the love with which we are offering. He wants to get love, and in return, he wants to give love. So it is the most, see, the whole idea is we want to somehow establish our relationship with Krishna, which we have lost. In this world, we are in our daily busy with our doing our stuffs, and we have lost our connection with Krishna. But the moment we establish our connection with Krishna, right, it becomes like, okay, we feel so much immense joy from within. I was today, I joined late for this session for a very, I was on time actually. I was there on time, but what I saw is our Lokamon Krishna Prabhu, he was chanting with so much devotion. I took this laptop and I took it to Tulsi Maharani, and I was just praying, oh, Tulsi Maharani, see your devotee, how wonderful he is chanting. He was, he's, he was, Lokamon Krishna Prabhu's voice would not work earlier before few months. And as he was chanting, I was thinking, okay, where is that voice which is not working? With so much devotion that you're chanting, and our Lokamon Krishna Prabhu, with so much heart you were chanting. I was just thinking like, okay, wow, this is the power of pure devotees. He just um, before, has it been 1 month, Lokoman Krishna Prabhu, for your initiation, Diksha?
11th December.
11 December. So just 1.5
Yeah,
months. So
yeah,
from 3 years, about 3 years, right? About 3 years you are now in.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
3 years.
and he's been so sincerely, okay. He came late into Krishna consciousness, but he took it up such with a wonderful tenacity. And amidst all the difficulties that are there, he's been fixed up in trying to hear, chant, like, okay, read Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is such a wonderful thing. So I am actually, to be very honest, I'll be very honest. I could be the speaker, but I have so much to learn from each and every one of you. And when I hear through this, like, okay, when I observe all of you, like I personally gain so much from each of you, from all of your association. So with that, we will conclude it here. And if there are any questions or comments, then we can take it here, or else we can conclude. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shrimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, most auspicious Vatsant Panchami Mahamahotsav ki jai. Thai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Thank you all very much. So if you have any questions or comments, we can take it at this time. Hare Krishna.
Uh, can you please repeat the six that you said, the reasons that arise the problem? Last, I remember a few. Last, greed, ego.
Yeah,
What were the other three?
lust, anger, greed,
Anger.
envy, pride, and illusion. That illusion is nothing but our false ego.
Right.
It is our incorrect identity that we identify with this body. We are trying to do everything for this body, but we are not this body.
And as we go along the chapters, is Krishna going to tell us how to deal with these six?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Krishna is going to tell us, he is going to pinpoint to us that, okay, what is it that we have to do? So as we start chanting, as we start offering, so first thing, it starts with hearing. When we hear, we start knowing about Krishna. Okay, when we start chanting, we know that we are chanting the names of Krishna. These names of Krishna are very powerful. So when we chant this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, this is called the Maha Mantra. So in this age, it is said, our scriptures in all the various Upanishads, okay, in Kali Santanam Upanishad, in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita, in different Purans, this Maha Mantra has been described. It is said, Hare Nam, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva 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 Gatiranyatha. That means Harinam, Harinam, Harinam. It's not that the recorder has gone badly. Okay, 3 times means it is being stressed that in this Kali Yuga, there is no other way. Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyatha. There is no other way, no other way, no other way than getting deliverance from this Kali Yuga than this Harinam, Harinam, Harinam. And what is this power of Kali Yuga? Power of Kali Yuga means Kali means quarrel and hypocrisy. At the blink of an eye, there is quarrel and there is hypocrisy. Whatever is going inside is not what we see outside. Simplicity is very rare. Its honesty is very rare. We might see someone may come. I might come back and say, okay, oh, you are so nice. Like, okay, you have such a lovely house, and in my heart there is an envy. Okay, how did you get a house? I did not even see like, okay, you deserve this. In fact, I worked so hard. So that is going out of envy, but my lip service is doing something else. So that way we cannot know uh, that what is going on in the person's heart. And many of us want to make a difference in the world, but our acharyas say that we cannot change the world. Okay. In fact, most of us cannot even change ourselves also. So what we can start doing, the highest positive thing that we can do is to start working on ourselves by purifying our heart. When we become purified, if we take up this process sincerely, then what will happen is in due course of time, Srila Prabhupada has said purity is the force. We don't have to do anything, like, okay. Just if we are trying to follow this, others will automatically get inspired. Okay. We have to just be fixed. And what is the way to remain fixed? Is to remain connected with devotees. Devotees who have sincerely taken to this process. And if we connect to them and if we seek for guidance that, okay, what do I do in my this situation? I have this situation. And those could be, there could be some general questions which could be in this type of sessions, but there could be some personal questions also. That maybe I'll give you a scenario that, okay, oh, like I had a similar situation. Someone said that, okay, oh, my spouse, like, okay, she's very, she does not, she would not have vegetarian food. So what do I do in that case? I cannot take vegetarian. So what do I do? Or the other, or the spouse may not be having, maybe having onion garlic. What do I do? So there are ways to deal with that actually, to deal with a situation that where it is conducive to that environment, and at the same time the person is progressive. So we have to, through these sessions, the idea is like, okay, understand the general principle, see how do I, how do I, what are the things that I can start thinking about. And at every session, like, okay, the best way to make progress is when we come with an open heart and think that, okay, what can I take away from here? Do do I think that, okay, something is beneficial for me from here? Can this, and Krishna within our heart will give us that light that, okay, he will inspire us that, okay, maybe this is good for me. And then when we have that, it starts with Adav Shraddha. That means having that faith, little faith. And with that little faith, when we hear, then what happens? It starts our bhajan kriya. That we starts doing some bhajan. Okay, it could be offering to Krishna, to doing some chanting. Okay, it could be, yes, engaging in more hearing. That way, slowly, slowly we make advancement and the purification of the heart starts. And when the heart starts getting purified, we experience that all these other distresses which are bothering to us, like, okay, they will they will continue to remain. But it is just like as the lotus flower in the middle of the water, when the raindrops fall on that, the lotus water flower does not get wet. Similarly, despite all the things that are happening, it will, we can see that, okay, by Krishna's mercy, by Guru and Krishna's mercy, will be unimpacted. And since you asked about that false ego, since you asked about the 6 items, I will end with one short story, like, okay, that you might find helpful actually. So it's not a story, but it's just a question. So let's say there is a opportunity, there is a very wonderful job offer that comes to all of us. It says, hello, there is an opening for a job, and in this job, the salary is $10 million. And there is no prerequisite also. And anyone who applies will get the job. Then how many of you are willing to take it, okay? I asked this to all of you. I am also there. The job offer is $10 million. Okay, we'll take it. But there is only one condition. The condition is that, okay, when I mean, you can bring your family to this office, you can bring everyone that you want, you can, and will, you can bring whatever food you want also here, but as soon as you leave the building, you have to give your money back and you have to go from here. So then the question is like, okay, what is this? If I leave the building, I have to give all the money back. Why do I do that job? So now question is, how many of us will do that particular job? So none of us will do that job. The important thing to think over here is we are all doing that same kind of thing. We are in this body, okay, and all the day we focus on those things which we are not going to take with us. And what we are going to take with us, we are not focusing on that. So Krishna is the most important thing. Krishna is saying that, okay, this is Nityam. Nit Krishna is Nityam, he is eternal. Our soul is eternal. See, our body is temporary, but our soul is eternal. Whatever this hearing that we did on this Vasant Panchami day, let me guarantee all of you that if we have heard it attentively, it will be Nityam. It will be eternally with us. And I have personally seen this. I was telling some devotees this last weekend. I have seen some devotees at the very young age. They are telling, quoting some Shastra from Puran and this and that. And many times I think, when did they read all these things? In which age did they read that? Because I saw one boy, he comes from he comes from a American family. He was a 7-year boy. He was conducting a marriage with Sanskrit shlokas, and he was not even seeing any of this any of these mantras also. Then I thought, okay, where did he learn all this? And I thought maybe these are the only mantras that he knew. Okay, 30 minutes mantra he could have chanted. But then he was quoting other shastras, this, that. I thought, okay, wait a minute, when did he learn all these things? So these are souls who are carrying them from their past. Whatever knowledge one has acquired is never lost.
Telling the book.
It is there. And I'm seeing it time and again. I'm seeing that. Hare Krishna. That's. I hope that answers your question, and okay, I hope that
It did. Yes, it was. Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, Sakshinathi. Hare Krishna. Does anyone else have any question or any comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to share one thing. When this, according to me, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, when Arjun was telling why he does not want to fight and showing so many reasons to justify
Hmm.
that he should not fight, Krishna did not speak anything. And
Yes.
he started advice only when Arjun surrendered to him as Guru. And now you tell me what is to be done as your disciple. So इसमें ये we should not give advice to anyone if the if the person does not want, means is not seeking our advice. That is one thing. Other also, what I think, that we should allow everybody to speak what they want to say, and we should listen very carefully to understand him, what does he want to say. And that is also the lesson I think we should get from chapter 1, because Krishna did not tell anything and he allowed Arjun whatever he wants to say.
Yes, that is true, and that is true partially. I will tell one reason for that. See, Krishna is is listening to all of us, but Krishna is giving the quality of Arjun. Bhakto sime sakha chit. So he's Arjun's different qualities. Krishna tells at different points. Actually, he tells that Arjun is non-envious of Krishna. Arjun is his best friend. He is his devotee. That is why Krishna is giving his heart, and then Krishna says further, Ye yatha mam prapaddante tam tathaiva bhajami ham. As you reciprocate with me, as you approach me, I reciprocate with you accordingly. See, if someone is really approaching Krishna and saying something, then Krishna will listen. But now see, like, okay, we don't have, means we may not have so much time where like we go and hear others like, okay, what is going on, what is going on. But if someone is coming to us to share something, then of course, like we should listen. We should we should hear with an open ear, and we should not be judgmental about anyone. Like, okay, try to do the best that we can, um, and serve that person, understanding that Krishna is sitting in their heart. Um, and if we can serve this, sometimes the serving could be just hearing, sometimes it may not mean advice. Yeah, you are right in that perspective. But why I said partially is because many times, like, okay, many many give their time, energy to hear from others, okay, trying to take, like, okay, all the problems that others have, like, okay, and they go about seeking, like, okay, what problem do you have, how can I help, and this that, like, okay, trying to take, not understanding, because each of us have some level of energy that we carry, okay, and we may not be competent to handle that also. Okay, whatever they are giving, see, they are, I may be a tiny bulb, 5 watt bulb, but I'm hearing a problem of 1000 watt. then, then in that case, we should engage with the right, engage them with the right person if they need help.
Yeah.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you once again, Sakshi Babi, and please convey my heartiest
Thank
gratitude.
you very much. Yes, thank you for inviting me to this session. I had a very nice time. Very enjoyable. Thank
Thank
you.
you. And Bhabi, actually, if you want, there is one group on WhatsApp. Then I can include you to that. Then you will get the reminders for the next session as well as the recordings also.
Yes, please. I'd love to. Yeah.
Sure. I'll take the details from Alok.
Yeah.
Hare,
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Krishna Prabhupada ki jai. And my sincere prayers for all of you on this day at the lotus feet of Shri Shri Radha Kunjubari, Shri Shri Radha Gopijan Vallabh, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai, and Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai, that they bless you all with devotion to their lotus feet, and they bless you with what is best for you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.